All right. Hello and welcome to PMCLounge.com. Today I have Pawan with me. He's recently cleared his PMP exam and he is going to be sharing his exam experience with us. So thank you so much, Pawan, for taking the time out.
Thanks,
How,
thanks, thank you.
if you could brief yourself about your career and experience so far, that would be helpful.
So basically, myself, Pawan, I'm working in jet synthesis as a project manager, and I was managing people. But before completing the PMP, it was like something I missed while I was managing people. So I decided to do the certification first because this is a gold certification which lets you the maximize your potentials to manage the people. So I was thinking to, and I decided to go for it in that last 3 years back actually. So it was in August 2021 when I started with the uh, learning partner, biggest learning partner. So uh, who completed my training, and that time I was not sure actually that
Hmm.
I am prepared. I'm able to get this certification with that training, and I was getting very confused. I was not sure, and I was like, PMP is not my brains
Hmm.
actually. I was thinking like this because that learning partner which gives me a training is like it was like it's scattered, very scattered.
Hmm.
They choose the topic according to their knowledge. They are not sure about they the candidate is learning or not. So it was like very scattered, and I lose my confidence in that certification,
Got it.
and I quit this certification in that back time. But then
Hmm.
time goes flies. Then I stuck, and I involved in my career very much high.
Hmm.
Work pressure was high also, so I was not sure. Like then I recently I got a chance, and I started to think about it again because I have some time in office
Hmm.
where I'm completing my jobs at a timely manner. Then I decided that I should go into this PMP certification again.
Hmm.
So what happens? My one like in that training program, I made some few friends who completed their certifications, and I was in contact with them. I decided to talk with them. I decided I want to learn how what they have done
Hmm.
to achieve that certification. Uh, so I want to get some kind of motivation actually, because I was very demotivated. And again, that learning partner contact me, and because I was just paid the fees of training only, I
Hmm.
was not purchasing a voucher
Hmm.
of PMP certification. So they was like consistently in touch with me, and they were like they forcing me to purchase the voucher, and all
Hmm.
of a sudden I don't know what in comes into my mind. I purchased the voucher last year in May, and same time I booked the application. I applied for the PMP application, which hardly takes 5 days to get approval.
Right, right.
So I then it's when you applied the application and got approved, then you have a 1 year of chance
Mm.
to
Correct.
complete the certification.
Right.
So in June 2024, it was like whether should I go with this application or not,
Mm.
because I paid my money
Right.
for the certification. I was very confused whether I'm ready or not,
Mm-hmm.
but somehow I want to do this.
Mm-hmm.
So as I said, I decided to talk with my friends who completed the certification. They guide me.
Mm-hmm.
They suggested me like what I have to do, and
Mm-hmm.
then with the help of them, I go with this certification and complete it successfully.
Got it. Got it. And why did you go for PMP? Like, did you think about any other certifications as well during this time?
Yeah, I was I was like as I said, I was very confused whether should I
Mm.
go with PFP or not. So I was thinking about the Prince 2 also,
Ah, okay.
because people are saying this in comparison to PMP, Prince 2 is very like that it
Fairly
takes
easy.
fairly easy. So
Mm.
So I was thinking about that also, but uh, when I started to compare the PMP and Prince 2 at my level, at
Mm-hmm.
I prepare a sheet and I decided to make a fair chart which
Mm-hmm.
is best. Then I realized that PMP is next level.
Yeah, yeah,
No one can compete the PMP. So
absolutely, absolutely.
then I decided to go with PMP.
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned how your friends helped you out. How did you got to know about PMC Lounge and how it helped you out?
Yes, yes. When I started to learn about PMP, then I want to I also make a uh, timeline,
Mm-hmm.
timetable for my what I have to do
Mm-hmm.
in my day-to-day activity. At that time, I decided to go in gym also. That time, I meet my one of my friend
Mm-hmm.
who suggest like I was discussing few things to him, and he suggested to me why did not you try to watch the video of PMC launch?
Yes, Ram. Mm-hmm.
Because Sohaib Qureshi is that person who
Mm-hmm.
is explaining the concept in very highly manner. Because once you watch the video of PMC launch, your concepts or of every knowledge area is going to
Mm-hmm.
be cleared in a very detailed manner.
Yeah.
So initially I subscribe your channel at that time,
Mm-hmm.
and I also following you, but I didn't get my content in your
Mm-hmm.
videos. So
Mm-hmm.
so in January or in February, actually I was watching your videos. I was not finding because
Mm-hmm.
I didn't explore your playlist at that time.
Ah, okay.
So what happens then? When I he like few of my friends also suggested few resources
Mm-hmm.
that first you complete this, then you complete this, then you complete that part also. So that I followed.
Mm-hmm.
So I completed Udemy series
Mm-hmm.
of PMP,
Mm-hmm.
and I also read books.
Mm-hmm.
And my friend suggested that you have whether you like it or not, you have to read this book. There
Mm-hmm.
is no other option. So
Mm-hmm.
I read this also, but somehow I feeling like in this is the time in mid of March,
Mm-hmm.
like and somehow I feeling that I have completed the Udemy series. I also already
Also.
read
Mm-hmm.
full book also, but still somehow I'm feeling lack in myself.
Mm-hmm.
So what I have to do? And that time I realized that one of my friend is suggesting to go PMC laws, and that time I go into a playlist where
Mm-hmm.
I find out the full like all 10 knowledge areas
Mm-hmm.
playlist, and
Mm-hmm.
that
Correct.
helps you a lot because
Mm-hmm.
that the matlab, out I don't know, I highly recommend it to everyone
Mm-hmm.
that before going to PMP certification exam, at least my personal experience, I highly recommended watch that series.
Yeah.
That was a like career changing like
Mm-hmm.
journey. It
Yeah.
was like
Absolutely.
feeling I started to feeling very confident at the moment.
Absolutely, absolutely. Love that. So, yeah, that's why we always suggest people to go into the playlist, check out the playlist. All knowledge areas are there. We also suggest pmclounge.com/playlists. That page has all the playlists listed itself. And then there's the 50-day the PMP
Preparation
study
program.
plan as well, which also has links to the playlist. But anyways, you
Correct.
talked about some of the books. What were some of the books that you read?
So Rita Mulcha is the book
Mm-hmm.
that Rita Mulka you already suggested so many like
Mm-hmm.
head my headstrong is also there in
Mm-hmm.
your tour. So I just read only the Rita Mulcha.
Rita Malka.
Myself my friend said whether you like to read 1300 pages or 500 pages. So
Right.
I go I because if in terms of and said he said whether you decided to go 13 pages, then you have to read the Plumbek 6 and 7 both.
Correct.
And if you going to with Rita,
Mm.
then you have to just read only 500 pages.
Correct. Correct.
So I like it was less easy to
Mm.
read 500 pages compared to
Absolutely.
1300 pages.
It's a fairly nice book. Most of the people out there they read Rita only.
So
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 yeah.
one my one I want to say this that book is really helpful because
Mm.
when I complete the Udemy series, then when I started to read the Mulke, and I started from the first chapter, which is framework kind of name, which is
Right.
framework actually.
Hmm.
Then it comes under the process and domains,
Hmm.
and there is a one process group game also,
Hmm.
which I
Yeah,
suggested. I think
absolutely.
it is on 96 page number.
Yeah.
So
Perfect.
I suggested this everyone to play
Hmm.
that.
That game.
Memorize those process groups,
Absolutely.
which helps in your exam very much.
Absolutely.
This is the only thing I suggested. Everyone
Hmm.
have to memorize.
Absolutely agree. Totally agree. Now, when you talk about going over the, everything that you need to know to clear your PMP exam, there are definitely a lot of processes, 49 processes. You have knowledge areas. Did you identify any knowledge area or any process that you thought, this requires additional effort or this requires, more attention? Uh, some of the times what happens is people are managing projects, but they are not actually doing any kind of procurement, right, in their day-to-day job. So when they read about procurement, they need to give it additional attention, basically. So did anything like that happen to you?
So this is the only reason, because
Hmm.
I started to follow your playlist
Hmm.
just because of procurement.
Okay. Okay.
Procurement
Hmm.
procurement is the only process area, like process group,
Hmm.
knowledge area, where everyone, like, this is the area where Prita Mulka is also not enough give you the uh,
Hmm.
full knowledge.
Hmm.
But once I watched your playlist, at that
Hmm.
moment I know I would get to know how many like uh, like there are three kind of procurements
Yeah.
are there.
Yeah.
So
Hmm. Contracts.
that after watching your playlist now, I correlate everything. The Rita
Hmm.
Mulkai book, content, and your video. So
Hmm.
that helps me a lot.
Yeah.
And then I decided to write something on my pages. So
Hmm.
I make some notes also.
Hmm.
So I would say the procurement process is the highly area where everyone has to focus, because
Hmm.
in PMP exam, almost I can say 30 question were like procurement related, where they are asking situation where you are dealing with the vendors.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
So I suggest, this
Hmm.
is my personal experience, because everyone has to get deeper into the procurement.
Right, right. Yeah, I mean, so again, I mean, it also depends on your own work background as well. Some people who are not working in IT or software,
Correct.
they are working in a different industry where they do a lot of procurement. So reading
Correct.
procurement for them might not be that difficult. So it totally depends. But yeah, really like that answer. Now, did
Correct.
you take
Correct.
up any mock exams also?
Yes, yes. So for that, I purchased the PMI study hall,
Hmm.
and there I go over the PMI plus study hall, because
Hmm.
I was thinking like 180 question, 230 minutes is the biggest thing,
Hmm.
because I tried with your question also,
Hmm.
which you provided,
Hmm.
and I was able to answering those questions. It was taking almost 2 to 3 minutes.
Okay.
So 180 question have to be solved in 230 minutes. It's approx taking 1 minute 15 seconds actually.
Correct.
One
Hmm.
question has to be
Hmm.
completed 1 minute 15 seconds. So you have only 75 seconds to answer, where
Hmm.
you have to read 6 or 7 lines of
Yeah.
passage.
Hmm.
So and same time you have to analyze those what, because this was happened very rare, because
Hmm.
those 6 line is nothing.
Hmm.
They are just asking one liner question, that
Yeah,
this is
correct.
written
Hmm.
in the last of the phase.
Yeah, correct.
Because in the procurement, sorry, in communication, I have seen your video where you are uh, where you were given like three persons are there.
Hmm.
How many channels, how many communication channel
Communication
will be
channels.
created?
Hmm.
Channels created,
Hmm.
but the person forget to count himself
Yeah,
in
exactly.
that video.
Hmm.
So I realized that this is the main focus. So I
Hmm.
go with the PMI study hall with plus program, where
Hmm.
I got 5 practice tests, and
Hmm.
I want
Awesome.
I actually want to know how much time I'm taking to finish this exam.
Mm-hmm.
So I go with that. I completed first exam, which hardly completed 140 question in 4 hours,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like very demotivating me
Mm-hmm.
to me, as well as motivated also. Like I'm not able to complete this 180 question in a 4 hours. Then how I can complete the PMP exam? So this was
Mm-hmm.
like challenging. This
Mm-hmm.
this comes to at end challenging myself that I have to complete it somehow. So
Right, right.
second exam I have given, that took almost 160 question I completed in 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Then 3 hours I realizes that how to my manage myself, how
Mm.
to manage my time,
Time, yes.
because 180 question is a very tough, because
Mm.
they have created the question in the same manner where that I faced in PMP exam also.
Mm-hmm.
So what, after third exam somehow I come to the position where I am completing 180 question in 4 hours. Then I
Mm-hmm.
realize that I can now, I this is the time that I can
Take
complete
up the
this
exam.
exam in
Mm.
two two thirty
Did
minutes.
you divide your time for, in the first 1 hour, I'll do these many questions. Did you deploy any kind of that strategy?
Yes. So at the time of preparation, so I
Mm.
divided those questions in 60 exam sets, as you suggested in your
Mm.
preparation, that uh, after completing 60 question, you should go for 10 minutes break.
Mm.
That's how we decided that I have to complete the 70 in 60 question in 75 minutes.
Right.
So that's approach I taken up,
Mm.
and it helps you a lot, because
Perfect.
that 10-minute breaks gives you the time where you
Mm.
can think
Yeah.
how you will act in next session.
Yeah. Yeah. And it
So
refreshes you also. Your mind has been
refreshes.
constantly
So
working. Yeah.
correct. So if this was like happened to me when
Mm.
I given PMP exam. Uh, First 60 question I completed in 85 minutes,
Mm.
and
Mm.
I started to lost myself, because
Mm.
I completed those 60 question, uh, 10 minutes more.
Mm.
So I was like, how will I complete this
Rest of it.
time? So
Mm.
I when I taken up that 10 minutes break,
Mm.
I go into the washroom. Then I wash my mouth. Then I think how I go ahead. Like
Mm.
75 minutes, 75 minutes. Now 150 minutes have to be completed 120 questions. So 60 I've already done. Remaining 60, how I go with this?
Mm.
So I have 65 minutes to
Mm.
complete those 60
Mm.
minutes, 60
Correct.
questions.
Correct. Mm.
So next, when I come up from the break and
Mm.
sit into the desk, uh, like uh, there is a procurator also who
Mm.
were watching me, and
Mm.
he, as soon as once you taken up the break, he
Mm.
stop the your exam,
Yeah. Correct.
and when you come back, he
Mm.
start again,
Correct.
because the credential has to be put back again.
Mm.
So as soon as he entered his credential,
Mm.
and I decided I have to go 60 question in next 65 minutes,
Awesome.
and
Mm.
I completed 60 question in 67 minutes.
Awesome. Awesome. That's really good. Good to hear. And then,
So
mm. And then last,
correct.
then
So
you took another break.
yes.
Mm.
So
Perfect.
like as I said, as you suggested,
Mm.
that everyone has to go for the break. That
Mm.
helps you a lot. So
Yeah.
I
Correct.
am suggesting to everyone that everyone should take that break,
Mm.
because
Absolutely.
that gives you the refreshment, that gives you the idea.
Mm.
If I continued, let's suppose if I
Mm.
continued, then somehow I have to lost.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will not, I did not complete that PMP certification
Mm.
in within that time, because
Mm.
I did not realize, because when I was answering, 85 minutes has been completed,
Mm.
and I was completing only 860 question.
Mm.
If I was, if continuing this, then maybe possible. Okay, 150 minutes has been completed. I answer only 100 questions.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Absolutely. Mm.
that
Mm.
breaks helps me a lot. That
Yeah. Yeah.
break gives me the refreshment. That break gives me the energy,
Mm.
and thinking like, uh, what I have done wrong, why
Yeah. Yeah. Correct.
lost this much of time. So
You can
let's
basically take a break, you can gather your ideas, you can strategize, you can take a call, your mind becomes refreshed, so you can, it's like taking up the exams from the beginning once again. You're fresh as
correct,
you walked in the first time. So yeah, that's, I
correct.
think it's
So,
important
so
to take
Saif,
that break.
this was also your playlist part. So, I genuinely thanks to you.
Mhm.
You made every concept very simple actually,
Mhm.
and the guidance which it gives me, I
Mhm.
personally says it's helped you a lot in this PMP journey. So
Awesome,
I
awesome.
I recommended everyone goes at least once, because and one time I also added this, when it was like the last day of like preparation.
Mhm.
I have given the exam of 2nd May.
Mhm.
On 1st May, I've decided I go your playlist only
Mhm.
on 1st May. I will
Awesome.
not read any book.
And in
I
this.
will not and watch any kind of questions.
Mhm.
I will go with your playlist.
Mhm.
I want to because uh, that tornado diagram.
Mhm.
I have read. I have watched Udemy series.
Mhm.
I have read Rita Mulkar, but that tornado diagram was not able to correct my way, like
Mhm.
how I am learn that tornado diagram. But
Mhm.
the way the picture you use actually
Mhm.
in your video is completely clear how
Mhm.
tornado is going to be created.
Do it. Correct.
That diagram is same.
Hmm.
So I have personally thanks to you.
Mm. No problem. No problem. So good to hear this. So let's briefly talk about the type of questions in the exam. That this is the part that a lot of our community members find really helpful. So let's talk about the kind of questions in the exam.
So I would say
What percentage of scenario based questions did you see on the exam?
80% questions are coming from scenario based.
Scenario
They
based.
are hypothetical,
Hmm.
because PMI wants to be a real project manager,
Hmm.
not a dummy project
Not
manager. So
exactly.
they are putting in you in that factor where you think like a project manager,
Exactly.
where you think it, because uh, once you started to think
Hmm.
in a real project manager,
Hmm.
then you act the same way.
Act the same.
So
Exactly.
PMI wants to brings in your nature.
Exactly. So
So
this is not an exam where you study and pass and then forget everything. This is an exam where you study, you understand stuff, and you start thinking like a project manager would in real life.
project manager,
And that's what they test you for in the exam as well. So good to hear
correct.
that. And then mathematics, calculation, did you find any questions like that?
No, no.
Not
I
really.
tried to be well, like I have faced almost 5 questions from
Mm.
the
EMV. Mm.
and I thought, okay, one question is mathematical, but I tried to, like, in center you will get sheets and
Mm.
pen paper
Mm. Mm.
where you have to write. I started to write, but it was not working. It was
Mm.
the PMI wants to get the answer at my judgment level.
Judgment level.
They did not given any way to find out the PV,
Mm.
planned value.
Got it.
They
Got it.
want to know how we will answer, because
Mm.
this is the
Whether you understand the concepts of EMV or not. That's it.
correct.
Mm.
So there was no calculation.
Mm. And agile questions, how many did you see agile in the exam?
50% question was
50%
from
agile.
Agile.
Mm.
And I'm really say now PMI is highly focused on Agile,
Right.
in future I'm expecting uh, they will change a lot in their program
Mm.
that helps everyone to learn Agile.
To learn agile. Great. And then you've taken, all these mock tests also. Did you encounter questions that were totally unexpected, that were the kind of questions where you thought, "Oh, this is not something that I've ever read or have ever solved."
So scenario based question was like,
Hmm.
I was when I was dealing in PMI study hall.
Hmm.
Uh, it was like so many times that
Hmm.
I have given the same answer which was wrong
Hmm.
in my way. Not
Okay.
I'm not saying from
Hmm.
PMI way,
Hmm.
in my way. Okay,
Hmm.
that I have given it was wrong answer, and
Hmm.
next practice set it was correct answer,
Okay.
but
Okay.
it was correct. And the I am thinking then,
Hmm.
but the PMI has added some word in your
Okay.
exam,
Hmm.
in that question actually,
Hmm.
and I compared actually, and I
Hmm.
compared. Then I realizes that PMI always wants to be make your mind very alert.
Hmm. You
That
have to read the entire
whatever
thing.
you
Hmm.
right, whatever you are reading
Hmm.
is reading with your presence of mind,
Hmm. Correct.
not just while after reading one line you
Hmm.
cannot say
Okay, skip other
that
lines and go through. Yeah, correct.
correct.
You have to read the entire thing and you have to read it with a presence of mind. True, very true. My last question to you overall, how would you rate the difficulty level of the exam?
I will rate 7 actually.
Hmm.
Uh, PMP exam is not a so easy.
Hmm.
Everyone has to like whoever is going to be prepared for this exam.
Hmm.
First, he needs to understand the importance of this exam first.
Right.
First of all,
Hmm.
then only he can make his mind to
Hmm.
prepare himself or herself to give this exam. If
Hmm.
one person is not able to understand the importance of this exam, the PMI mindset,
Hmm.
what PMI actually wants from you, sorry, but you cannot complete or clear the certificate.
Hmm. So 7 on 10 is the difficulty level. Thank you so much, Pawan. Thanks for taking the time out. Really appreciate it. And I hope
Thank you.
this video helps others that are preparing for their PMP exam. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, Sir.